Welcome back to the 100 spin test. In today's episode, number 101, we continue our dive into the murky waters of roulette strategies, where promises of guaranteed wins last as long as it takes for David and Alex to utter juvenile innuendos in one of their videos. Ever wondered if these so-called foolproof strategies can withstand the chaos of real-world distractions and cognitive biases? Well, you're in the right place. Let's see what happens. As I approach a year of running this channel, I thought that I would revisit some old favorites. Today's test is called Trust the Process from the March 4, 2023 episode of the CEG Dealer School's YouTube channel. I don't tune into the boys as much as I used to, but they're good for a laugh. To get an idea of how this is likely to go, I ran a simulation of this bet on my self-tester 20 times. Only 2 tests were net winners. No surprises here. This test will be run on the US table. I will rerun this in 4 weeks European style. There are 33 winning numbers out of a possible 38, so there is an 87% likelihood of winning on each spin. The presence of the zeros allow the croupier to casino quest 5.3% of each bet in aggregate, so our expected loss is about 205 units. To simplify things for analysis and scaling, I've reduced the unit size to 1 simoleon. Place 21 units on 19 to 36, 14 units on the first dozen and 4 units on the 16 to 18 street. You will win 9 units if the ball lands between 16 and 18, and 3 units if the ball lands between 112 or 19 to 36. The 39-unit whack comes your way if it lands on 0, 00, 13, 14, or 15. I don't feel good about this, but see if we can truly trust the process. As always, the animated graph below shows the progress of the strategy as misplayed and gives an idea of how volatile the bet is. There is also a table below showing the payouts and losses for this bet. A link to Jack Ace's bet analyzer that contains much more information for this bet can be found in the description.
Now let's speed things up and watch the progress. I'll be back at the end to summarize.
The CEG Dealer School is about Alex and David's banter, not helping players win. It wasn't always that way, but the clowning around is far more entertaining. Watch these guys to see how far they can push YouTube's prudish rules, but don't rely on their advice to profit. This test was proof of that. Even with a crazy streak of 47 consecutive wins, we still finished down 54 units. How is that even possible? Well, I analyzed the data using routine statistical tests, and here's what I found. On average, it took about 1.1 spins to get a win, with a standard deviation of 0.4. The variance doesn't truly provide insight for this test due to the sheer number of wins. Most wins happened within 1 or 2 spins, and only twice it took 3. That being said, losing once, let alone twice in a row, is devastating to the bankroll. When looking at the numbers themselves, 3 numbers repeated during the test, 3 and 6, which each doubled up. The hot numbers, those that hit the most, were 7 hitting 7 times and 7, 27, and 33, each hitting 5 times. On the other hand, the cold numbers, which didn't hit at all, were 11, 16, 23, and 25. For streaks, we saw one insane streak of 47 consecutive wins. We also had one of 14, one of 13, one of 5, one of 4, and one of 3. Losses were rare, and there were only 2 streaks of 2 consecutive losses. There were few streaks overall due to the incredibly long duration of those few winning streaks. Finally, the test was profitable for 41% of the time, meaning that a player has ample opportunity to bail. That still doesn't make this a good bet. Let's look at our rankings. We find Trust the Process by the CEG Dealer School at 80th out of 123 on raw winnings or losses, and 55th on % increased or decreased. More detailed information about the data, including hit counts, statistics, and streak information, can be found in the spin data for this test. A link is in the description. Keep in mind that casinos don't exist to make you rich. In fact, they exist to drain from your wallet whatever you allow them to take. Never take gambling advice at face value. Test any strategy that you plan to play on a free online game and read as many critiques about the strategy that you can find. A creator who won't tolerate questions or criticism is a bright red flag, and you aren't a hater for being cynical or by simply questioning their methodology. Some strategies only work for a limited time and the remainder don't work at all. Adjust your risk and loss tolerance accordingly and be cautious with regard to the advice that you accept.
Good luck until the next time.